Rising, your welding coach Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And this rising family, I wanted to talk to you about welding and entrepreneurship. I was posting up a magazine I was featured in. This is a magazine that is based out of Arkansas. The lady that founded this magazine, I believe, is from North Little Rock, Arkansas. And I was featured in this magazine, family, and it talks about my story from prison to starting business to coming here to the area and teaching. I wanted to show you this because this is like a great honor. You know, everybody gets the opportunity for someone to write about you or to talk about your journey, but it's always an honor when someone who watched from the outside, who literally put the pieces together and say, wow, you know, this is a story that needs to be heard to this present generation, especially for those who are coming up in a similar struggle, and they need to see someone that looks familiar to them, someone that looks like someone they knew growing up, that could actually encourage them to be better, to become their purpose, to grow into their purpose. And this lady gave me the opportunity to be featured in the Young Professional magazine. And like I say, it was an honor. And I wanted to talk to you about being welding and entrepreneurship. And one of the main things I want to talk to you about today is we're not aware of the opportunities of welding. Like, we don't know the setup of it. Like, we think that it is so complicated. We think that it is set up like other industries, and literally welding is slightly different. It's a physical trade though, family, so you have to physically learn it. You can't finesse that part. You can't finesse it. You have to get it to finesse it. Like, once you get it, then you can critique your craft in it. If it's TIG welding, MIG welding, flux core welding, if you're welding on aluminum, stainless, steel, piping, fabrication, fitting, whatever you're doing, blueprint reading, weld symbols, laying out, you have to literally learn it. But once you learn it, then you can finesse it. And I want to say something about welding that I wanted to highlight, especially for rural areas. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas, North Little Rock, Conway, Jacksonville, all these surrounding areas in the metroplex of Little Rock. And there's an opportunity here that a lot of people are not aware of. You know, welding is a trade where you can actually make the income of someone who did 4 and 5 years or more in college without you going through that process. Welding is something that you don't necessarily have to have a high school diploma or a GED. Not knocking those things, because all of those things are great to have. But I'm just telling you that for those who don't have it and feel like I got to get this and it's going to set me back a year from getting it, that's not the case, fam. You don't have to do that. There's a lot of private opportunities at private facilities. You got tutoring, you have on the job experience where they'll hire you and literally train you, teach you how to weld on the job. So it's so many opportunities and different ways to dive into welding. But the main thing is you have to be physically able, you know, and you have to want to do it. You have to want to do it. You have to keep a mind of a child, even if you're grown. And if you're young diving into welding, family, the opportunity can be great. Salute, salute. I want to just say salute, salute to everybody checking in with me. I'm going live on TikTok, and I'm also going live on YouTube. So I salute everybody for checking in. I appreciate the support. So I think that it's very important that we learn more about this welding education, because welding is a tool that we can use to gain us some generational wealth. We can literally build generational wealth with welding. And your education doesn't have to be grand, but your skill set does. And a lot of times, people coming from rural areas, we are used to selling papers, selling cans, or doing some type of rummage sale or some type of hustle. fixing something, working on something. So we're always familiar with the hustle, and that's what the entrepreneurship come in. A lot of us are already doing different things, and welding is something that can elevate that can just shoot it off to a different level. Because a lot of times when we're being entrepreneurs, what is one of the things that we all face as entrepreneurs? Shortage of money, man. Shortage of money. So we have plenty of great ideas, but when it all comes down to it, it's the income, fam. So sometimes you're like, oh, I can do something great, but I don't have enough finances. And that's where welding come in. Welding can be the tool you use to finance your entrepreneurship. It can be the tool you use to invest in some real estate. The tool you use to invest in trucking. The tool you use to invest in marketing and tools and stocks or whatever you're trying to do to increase your income. You can use welding. And some people get caught up and they say, man, I'm trying to make X amount of dollars, and they just think about the dollar amount. Now, let me just share this for anyone who needs to hear this. So I just want you to listen to me. If you think that you're going to work a job and just get rich and wealthy and be a millionaire, it's not going to happen, fam. There's going to be there's going to be a lot of things that's going to happen, problems happen that's going to constantly come in. So you have to have multiple sources, streams of income. You have to be thinking outside of the box, and you have to use your money. Now, growing into an entrepreneur, learning about entrepreneurship, learning about money, financial literacy. Let me say that. Financial literacy. Financial literacy, we have to learn it because that ties into the entrepreneurship, because if you get the money and you don't know how to utilize the money, what's the purpose of it? Like, fam, I can't lie to you and tell you how many times I have had a nice sum of money and I had blew it and got it again, and blew it and got it again. Because if you don't know the real true purpose of money, especially coming from rural areas, especially being an African American, a Black native, we are not really familiar with money. So once we get it, we might be skilled in something. But once we get something like money and we don't know how to use it, normally we would just buy things with it that will relate us to working even harder to get back to that level again, not knowing how to use money. And I want to say that because money is completely different than us, fam. We're flesh and blood, fam, you know what I mean? But money can operate without us being a part of it, with us feeding it, or having to get something to drink, or having to explain to it because it had a hard day and we got to tell it, hey, just keep going. You don't have to do that with money. You can set money up and money doesn't get tired, fam. Money doesn't get sleepy. Money doesn't complain. But you have to put the money in the right spaces. You have to put it in the right areas. And there's many people out here telling you, fam, so you have to be cautious because there's a lot of scammers out here. And let me just say this, just for something to help someone. If they say, man, what could you tell me to help me keep from making the wrong investment with a scammer? The best advice I can give you is not trying to get something for nothing. You hear what I'm saying? Not trying to get something for nothing. Get rich quick. Normally it doesn't work like that, fam. You just get what I'm saying? So if you think like that, that's what's going to open you up for scammers. Because you think you're going to get this dollar real quick and turn that $1 into 10,000 and you're going to brag and go back. It don't work like that, family. It don't work like that, family. I just want to say that publicly, that we have to understand that we have to change our mentality. You know what I mean? So we have to know that being entrepreneurs, we got to know that's a process. And when I teach people how to weld, I always tell them if they're, because most people I'm teaching are older, I'm getting, at the academy, it's anywhere from 18 years old to 60. That was my range up to, what I had done from 18 to 60. And when you're teaching people like that, and especially the older, we already been living life. we already got a concept of how we think things should be, even though we have never done it before. We have to remember that when you're learning something new like welding and entrepreneurship, you're like a kid, fam. You're like literally being birthed again. So someone else gonna have to birth you, pat you on your back, make sure you're breathing, get you walking good. Someone else got to do this. And it got to be somebody you trust, fam. You see what I'm saying? You got to be somebody you trust. So when I'm teaching, I got to make sure that I'm not being biased. You know what I'm saying? For anyone, I have to be able to care for the person that I'm teaching just like they're my own. And that's how it works out. That's how I'm able to really help a person. But we have to remember, and I have to remind people that when you're learning, fam, you gotta act like you're a child again. You don't know, fam. I'm gonna have a sign outside of my new door when I have my upcoming school that I'm gonna be working in soon. I'll be keeping y'all some updates. When I have my new sign, you know what it's gonna say? Leave your ego outside. I had made one. Leave your ego outside in the trash can over there. You can pick it up when you're ready to leave, because a lot of times your ego will keep you from growing, fam. Will keep you from getting to a level because your ego and your pride. And there's an old saying that says pride goes before destruction, fam. Pride goes before destruction. So we got to be careful when we're older and we're learning something new to throw us in it. Put you on the outside, get all the information in, and then put you in it. Then put your sauce in it. Ain't nothing wrong, because we all come from different backgrounds. Once you get and obtain the knowledge and get the skills, you can add you to it. But don't try to add you to the process if you haven't learned it yet, fam. So I just want to say that because it's a headache. It wastes a lot of time. And we know one thing about life. I just want to talk about life real quick. Life consists of time, fam. So once our time is up, it's over. It's over with. You know what I mean? My mama told me, I shared something on a short the other day. My mom told me, family, when she was sick on her deathbed and I was worried about her. And she was always joking and making jokes, man. Even on her deathbed, too. And she's still making jokes, man. My mama told me, she said, son, little Joe, you know what? I said, what? She said, we ain't going to get out this life alive, right? And I just looked at her, huh? He said, yeah, so I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. People tell me, you need to stop smoking. You need to stop doing this. I'm going to do it anyway. This is what I like to do, and I'm going to do it. And my mama died, and it had nothing to do with smoking. So I'm just saying, she told me, I'm going to die doing what I want to do. This is the only life I know. I enjoy doing this, and I like it. So I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And she told me, live your life. Just make sure you ain't stepping on nobody. If I'm not hurting you, and I'm not belittling anyone, we have to learn how to live, fam. And being an entrepreneur is when it really kicks in to me, because sometimes you get so focused on what you're trying to do, fam, you know what I mean? That you'll get so focused that you'll forget to live. Like, you'll wake up, fam. Like, I can't exaggerate on this, fam. Like, you can wake up, fam, a year or 2 years and just flew by. I've had it happen in my life. I'm 44 years old, and I've had some moments in my life where I'm like, man, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you so caught up. So I want to say that welding and entrepreneurship ties together. But we have to be realistic, and we have to have some basic principles that tie into these things. Some of us are just natural go-getters, like I said, natural hustlers, but we have to still learn principles. You can be good at something, but you can be great once you pick up a book or something. You start learning something. You see what I'm saying? So the more information we get, the better we are. And that's the same thing I tell every student that I teach. The more you learn, the more you earn. But also, the more you learn, the more you grow. So you're going to go to different stages in life. But as an entrepreneur, you got to take risks. And one thing I learned about taking risks, fam, you have to distinguish if this risk is worth your time or not. Let me say that. Salute. I thank everybody for checking in, leaving some comments. I'm going to check those out in a second. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I'm going live on TikTok and live on Facebook, so I most definitely lock these comments in so I can check them out before we get off the air. So I wanted to say that we have to literally have the mentality of being humble and learning all we can learn. And we have to find a mentor. Let me say that. Salute, thanks for checking in. We have to find a mentor, fam. Mentors are very valuable. Now, I want to say this. Sometimes your mentor may not be someone you can physically get to. You get what I'm saying? But he's someone you can follow his path and you say, I see how he's walking or how she's walking. I see what they doing and I'm going to follow the path. I'm going to get the knowledge. Okay, oh, they got a book. Okay, I'm going to buy his book. Oh, they got a seminar. Okay, I'm going to take this seminar. You got to invest in yourself, fam, because this is how you're going to get yourself to this new level. So if you want to learn more about financial literacy, you're going to have to put somebody before you that's doing what you want to do. And they might be way up here. And it's cool because you have to set your goals that high. Being an entrepreneur, fam, I have noticed that we conceive of ideas that we don't know how we want to accomplish it. Like, I have a great idea, fam, and I don't know how it's going to come together. But something in my spirit tell me that this is how this is going to happen, fam. Something told me, fam, I'm going to be getting my hog on, fam. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Look at me. Before I even had the clothing, fam, I stood on hog on. Honoring our generation, ornamental nature. Hustling over grounded obstacles naturally because it was a part of me. And I wanted to represent it from where I was from and have those who struggle and those who going through something that can embrace it too and say, hey man, I get my hog on too. I had to do it first, fam. I had to believe in it. So all I'm saying is, fam, you have to put in the work and you have to have someone that maybe you can't touch that you can learn from. And if you got someone you can sit under and learn from, then you a step ahead. But you have to listen. You have to listen. Listening is a skill too, fam. You know what I mean? So I just want to say that as entrepreneurs, we have to listen. You don't know everything. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, fam, when it comes to welding and learning this trade. You have to be humble and you have to listen to whoever your instructor or teacher is. And you knowing that welding and entrepreneurship do tie together, especially if you're an entrepreneur or want to become one. So I wanted to say something to y'all today because I know we have many different thriving young professionals coming up right now. Everybody wants the bag. You know what I mean? Everybody want to pull up in something foreign, want to have the nice house, want to have the acres of land, want to go on the trips, take the snapshots. Hey man, I'm on so-and-so. I get it, fam. And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with it. But it's going to take some work ethics, fam. It's going to take some work ethics. And ain't nothing wrong with experiencing certain things. Because I have experienced things that I'm like, you know what, I like that. And I have experienced things I say, I'm going to do that again. And I experienced some things in life, family, that I really thought that I had to have. You know, being young, I just got to get this and got this. I'm like, man, you wish you would have even did it. You know, but we so caught up thinking that this is the status quo. So I just want to say this. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the hype when you are trying to build yourself. You're going to do it, but be realistic. I just want to say that. Be realistic. And you know, entrepreneurs take risks. And I just want to say, make sure that it's a healthy risk. Don't jeopardize your family. Don't jeopardize your loved ones. Don't put yourself in a bind if you ain't got to. You ain't got to sleep. You don't have to have certain sleepless nights if you don't have to. But you're going to have to make some sacrifices, fam, and it's just what it is. Normally, the entrepreneur going to stand on that front line, fam, when nobody else is. And I was talking to my classmate this morning. Shout out to my queen. I was telling her that when everybody walked away, she stood by me. You know what I mean? As a friend, fam. Now, this is someone I met in kindergarten, Katina Smith. I met her in kindergarten, her and her twin sister. And I have never got a bad vibe from them, never. And this has been my friend since kindergarten, fam. And ironically, she was telling me something about me, when we reconnected over a couple of years ago. And she was telling me about a incident that happened in school. And I want to share this with you because it just made me think about the drive you have. And she was telling me about a fight that happened at school, and I got into it with someone, and she said she watched this fight, and she was like, man, I never forget this fight. She was like, I think that fight traumatized me. And I was like, really? I said, why you say? He said, because Joe, you was fighting. I don't know what he did to you, but you was fighting. And I remember her telling me this, and family, I'm gonna have to be real with you. I don't even remember this incident, but it came from several other different people that told me, so I know it didn't happen. But she told me how she knew then in my life that I had a lot going on, and I was willing to do whatever I could to protect it. She knew that, I was a little different as far as, being an entrepreneur. Even then, like, I stood out completely. Like, I'm in this whole school, fam, and I come down from Denver. My mom sent me down to stay with my grandfather to Arkansas City, and when I come down there, it was a completely culture shock for me. And even in kindergarten, like I say, visiting this new area, people could tell I was different. And I used to leave and come back and leave and come back, and I was always different, fam. And I never understood completely why. Until now, until a few years ago, I understand now why. And I was telling her, just thanking her for not giving up in me, because honestly, fam, these last 2 years was rough. And as an entrepreneur, like I say, we take risks. We're trying to build our business. We want to do good for our family. A real true entrepreneur, a real true humanitarian that really want to do good. You want your family to be better than you. You want them to look better than you, live better than you. Then that's when you know that it ain't all about you no more. Like, yeah, you want to do certain things, but you want the people in your life to do better. And the last 2 years, fam, I'm gonna have to be honest with you, fam. Like I was feeling like I was, how you get here and you're in the stock market, and it's like, whoop, fam, I took a hit. You hear me? I took a hit as an entrepreneur and as a welder and entrepreneur. So I just want to share this with you. And 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to say, hey man, I'm done getting my hog on. I'm done. Or I can create your welding coach. Literally, fam. I had hit a crossroad where I had to switch some things up in my life. I had to start a new business. I had to start a new life. I had to move. If you name it, family, it happened in my life. And these type of storms happen in our lives, family, as entrepreneurs. And we have to make a decision on the vision that we have. Like, is it worth it? Or should you just lay it down? And if you got something in your gut, fam, in your soul as an entrepreneur, I want to say, don't give up. I want to say this because a lot of times you even gonna question yourself. Man, am I doing the right thing? You see everybody walking away, and it's gonna be times, fam. It's only gonna be you standing there, and you might question yourself, like, is this gonna work out? You know what I mean? And fam, I just want to say, if it's pure, fam, and you put in the work, fam, it's gonna work out, fam. And going through that struggle, family, I created your welding coach. I'm here today talking to you because I could have gave up, fam. Divorce, kid situation, taxes, bills, you name it, fam. Bank account got hit. You name it, fam. It was going through. I could have just said, I'm done. Walked off. But you know what I did, fam? As an entrepreneur, we evolved, fam. We evolved. And I'm sharing this story with you because I evolved. I could have gave up when all of those things was going crazy. But you know what I did? I created something new. Because I'm the Phoenix fam, and it's just ironic that when I introduce myself to you, I always say AKA Black Phoenix, and it's spelled Phoenix. And you know what the Phoenix did? The Phoenix risen from its ashes. So family, in order for me to say I am who I am, when that situation happened a couple years ago, if I didn't rise from those ashes and create your welding coach, then I couldn't say I stand here today and tell y'all that I'm Black Phoenix. Because I almost gave up, fam. But it wasn't in me. So I'm just saying, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have times where you're going to question yourself. You're going to be like, man, I don't know. But fam, what it's meant to be is going to be. I just want to say that, especially if you put in the work. Especially if you keep fighting. Listen, I'm telling you. I don't care, fam, if you can't kick, wiggle. Just don't give up, fam. I'm telling you, just do all you can, and at the end of the day, it's gonna work out. And I'm sitting here before y'all today talking to you on 2 different platforms, YouTube and TikTok. Both of my accounts right now has been growing, as you see. And I could have gave up. I got over 30,000 followers on my TikTok account. I got over 40,000 followers on my YouTube account. And both of them is called Your Welding Coach. Both of them was created in that 2-year span when I didn't know what was going to happen. I came to Little Rock and I took a job, fam. It was humbling to become a teacher at a job. Like I wanted to do it completely on my own, and I was doing it, but life had happened. So I had to humble myself and get a welding instructor job, fam. I didn't want to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I did. But I was able to get compensated. I got paid decent. But I was able to learn something, and I was able to put myself in a different environment to grow my platform. So fam, as an entrepreneur, I'm sharing this story with you today because sometimes we don't know how things gonna work out. And sometimes things gonna get humbling when you're gonna have to reset it. You're gonna have to, do something else. And it doesn't mean that your dream is gonna work out. It doesn't mean that you fail. Period. It's meaning that you have to rebuild and reset, and maybe it was some things you got to go through that you had to experience on that level before before you risen above that situation. So I wanted to share that with you because now, the things that I face presently, I know that, man, it's going to be okay because my heart is in the right place. And I've already seen where I just survived. And as an entrepreneur, as a welder family, that's one thing you got to keep in mind. The evidence is in the survival. They say if you don't document it, it never happened. So that's why I'm always documenting. I'm always showing the growth from beginning to the middle to the end. So you can stop and go back on my archives right now and you can see my growth. You can see what I'm doing. You can see that I'm true and I have integrity about what I'm doing and that I'm serious about it. So my actions speak louder than my words do. So family, all I'm saying is you're going to have to be a man of your word and have to stand on it as an entrepreneur, as a welder, if you're going to learn the trade, because you're going to go through things, fam. But these things that you're going through is just going to make you a better person. It's going to make you a better person, but I'm telling you, fam, you can't give up and you can't get discouraged. So my word for anyone that's a welding entrepreneur today is learn all you can, stay humble, don't give up, dream big. If God gave you that vision, it's for you, fam. We're all born with something, fam. And if you got something, if you see yourself doing something, fam, you can do it. You can do it. And I want to share some of my new entrepreneur plans with you that I got. I actually got a blueprint I got developed, and I want to just share it with y'all real quick. I want to show you something. I'm actually going to show you 2 forms of it. So I'm gonna show you 2 forms of it. So first I'm gonna show you the outside of it. So I'm gonna try to show up to both streams so that way both of y'all can see it. I'm gonna get a little up close shot. Y'all can kind of see it here on YouTube. And this is out of a 40-foot high cube shipping container. This is my prototype for my first mobile independent school that's gonna be mobile. Now I'm gonna have a stationary location, but this is a mobile school. This is designed to be in a 40-foot shipping container, fam. Let y'all see that real good. So this is the idea. This is just the outside of it. I'm just gonna show y'all 2 pictures of it. I got the whole layout all the way around. Now I'm gonna show you the inside. So I'm gonna start this time on TikTok. Let y'all see it. This is the inside. You see the welding booths over here. You see the classroom here. You see the table, the office. You see the full setup. Now let me go over and let y'all see this. This is my shipping container conversion. This is the independent private school that is going to be mobile. And I wanted to share this with y'all because this is a vision. This is a vision of mine in that I had to put it in writing. I had to get it drew up. I had to work the concept. I had to learn the layout. I had to come up with the WPS on what I'm gonna be teaching and how I'm gonna be teaching. Like all of these things had to be developed. And as an entrepreneur, fam, I'm telling you that going through those 2 years helped me develop this. If I wouldn't have went through those hard times, it wouldn't have had my mind focused to get these plans, to get everything together. So now I got the plans, now I got the concept, now I got the WPS, now I got the following, fam. Y'all here with me now, and you can go back. For those who've been faithful with me, you know that this is what I do. So now I was able to use my pain to grow my business, fam. A lot of times when you going through things, people don't know that they're your beginning stages. Every time you got ready to dive into it, you had to straighten yourself up because you didn't know how it was gonna go. But family, I'm here today to let you know that if you don't give up as an entrepreneur, you're gonna make it, fam. And if you use welding and tie it into it, family, you're gonna be okay. Like I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for both. And my mom knew it, fam. My mom knew it, man. She knew it when she introduced me to welding, fam. Just a backstory, fam. My mom introduced me to welding at 17 in prison. And she seen a commercial, fam, and it inspired her so much when she heard that person say $100 an hour, fam. And she knew I was from the streets. She knew I grew up watching money, being able to get money fast. And she knew, like, man, he ain't gonna get out just he gotta find something to get some money. And when she seen welding, man, heard that guy say $100 an hour, she was like, oh, I done supposed to be in church. Oh, I got him, Lord. She came down there, Crump family, to tell me about this welding, fam. And today, I'm 44 years old. Just turned 44, March the 29th. And I'm proud to say I have over 20 years experience in welding. And welding has took me places, family, that I couldn't imagine. Like, I never imagined the things that I would have done with welding that I have done to this day. So I'm just going to say, for those who are in high school that's going to dive into it, start now. If you're in middle school, start learning now. You can get a part-time job, start learning now on the side. You're getting good at your skills. Start young, because everybody ain't meant to go to college, and I understand. But those who want to get there, it's always good to improve your learning, fam. So I would never say don't ever get stuck and stay trying to call me. I need to block that out. So you can always find someone who's learning, who's not only just learning more, or who can help you learn more. You need to learn more. I'm sorry about that. So this Rising Fam, I just wanted to come to you, hopefully about 30 minutes. I had a goal to come about 30 minutes live and just talk about welding and entrepreneurship. Now, we know, before I let you go, that there's many forms of welding. But for those who are not familiar with it, I just want to throw it out there. You have stick welding, you have MIG welding, you have flux core welding, and you have TIG welding, and pipe welding. So, and when it comes to welding, family, those are the basic processes. You want to be on aluminum, stainless, titanium, whatever, depends on what you're doing. From regular steel to fabrication to fitting, there's so many aspects of welding in every industry. Let me say this, got a piece of welding. so you can be flexible. I was talking to a group of colleagues yesterday, and I was telling them that I like to tell the students that learning how to weld can be just like that old movie Coming to America, for those who have watched the old movie Coming to America, or even the new remake they did. The guy, they spin the globe. Hey man, where you want to go? All right, that's where we moving. That's what you can do, fam, once you become a welder, fam. Once you get this skill set, you can go anywhere in the world and set up shop and start getting money. As long as there's an economy there and they got a need for what you're trying to bring, fam, you're gonna be great, fam. You're gonna be great, fam. So just wanted to say, fam, as a welder, as an entrepreneur, you're always gonna have challenges. Like I say, I can't lie to you and tell you, like I was saying, at this present time, I'm going through a transition, but everything is gonna be okay. I already survived the worst things, you know what I mean? So this transition now is just gonna take me to a different stage. But you have to be patient, and you have to go with your gut. You know what they say, the old feelings, man. I used to say many times my gut has told me, man, do this, and I didn't do it. And every time I got burnt, fam. So as an entrepreneur, as a person that has done 10 years in prison, or ex-inmate, ex-con, whatever you want to call me, life after prison, if I could give you any advice, young man, young entrepreneur, or just someone my age, before you make a decision, fam, don't do something that's gonna cost you more than what you're willing to pay. When all you have to do is take your time and work the system, fam. Kevin Gates got a new song called Reporting Live, fam, and I did a little piece of a TikTok on it. And the cool thing about the song, he said, hey man, if you just getting out, fam, I salute you. I want you to get a bag. I want you to stay free. But you need to go get you a job, fam, because the streets ain't what you think it is, fam. Everybody telling, fam. I'm telling everybody telling, you can't trust nobody. Like, you literally got to find you a legit way to live, fam. And if you got it in you as a go-getter, you're going to be all right. You just need a skill. And welding changed my life, and I know it can do the same for you, fam. So before I let y'all go, fam, I want to make sure I check out some of these comments. I got a lot of people hit me up on TikTok. I'm going to start there first, fam. I appreciate everybody for checking in with me on TikTok. Thanks for checking in. I know it's early, but y'all know what it say. The early bird get the worm, fam. I had so many pop-ups. I'm trying to see what the message is at. Hey, you should do it. If you think about going to welding school, sign up, fam. It's just another skill, but it pays the bills. Okay, you get some certifications in welding. Yes, you can get hired based off your experience, fam. Yeah, what's up, family? I've never been in the union, but you can make more money. I have learned from union. This is a right to work state, but it is union here, but you got union and non-union workers, so I got to say that. So you can make it either way. You every day going to the shop. Thanks for checking in, TikTok. I appreciate the support. Thanks for checking in. YouTube, I appreciate the support, man. I thank everybody for checking in. Come down, see some of these comments. Salute, yeah, fam. First time about 3 weeks ago was humbling, wasn't it, fam? You got this, it's okay. Oh, most definitely, man. You know I can do it with one hand. Come on now. Salute, thanks for checking in. Yes, the more, listen, fam, what you said, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you earn, fam. Write it down. I'll probably put that on one of my hog on t-shirts. I need to hurry up and get me an in-house t-shirt person. You hear me? What's up with it, fam? Thanks for checking in, nephew. I will soon, fam. I will do some live welding soon. If you want to get in training under me and you want to learn under me, all I can say is hit me up. The email to hit me up on is yourweldingcoach@gmail.com. That's yourweldingcoach@gmail. I'm presently in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are working on opening up a school coming up soon, hopefully in the fall, in Georgia, in Union City, Georgia. So if you want to get signed up for that school, get on the wait list. All you have to do is email me, send me your contact. For those who are in the area of Little Rock, I will be telling you soon. I can't tell you just right now, but soon I will be telling you where I will be at and where you can come down into the area and get some teaching from me. So if you're trying to get signed up in my personal program and you're in Arkansas, you're in Little Rock, I will be letting you know about that coming soon. Right now, I got a couple things working, so I just can't say just yet. But hey, just email me and I'll keep you in the loop though. That's yourweldingcoach@gmail.com. Someone will say, hey man, why is yours? Because it's personal, family. I'm yours. You know, man, we're going to keep this in the family. Hey fam, you know what? I've been putting a lot of work in to get this beard, fam. It's just who I am, fam. This is part of my makeup. So family, I appreciate everybody for checking in, tapping in with me this rising. Like I said, I just wanted to talk to you about welding entrepreneurship, share some of my stories with you, and just say, hey, if you're thinking about becoming a great welder, you can, you will, and just stay at it, fam, and don't give up. Y'all be blessed, continue to prosper. I'm out. Hold on.